If you're a newer loan originator, maybe a guy or gal that's only doing like 4 or 5 deals a month, and you want to be one of those guys or gals that gets up into the 20s and the 30s, look, Carl White and the Marketing Animals have a podcast that they did with one of Carl's students who went from 4 a month to 37 a month. You can tune into it really easily and check it out. Click the banner you see right here on your screen, just right below the video. Click that, go to the podcast, check it out. Carl White, Loan Officer Freedom Podcast.
Hello everybody, this is Carl White.
I got news for you guys. Doing 4 deals a month in 2021 and 2022 might just be a pretty good month. That was always kind of the case, wasn't it, Frank? If you did 4 or 5 deals a month, man, that was cranking.
For a lot of people.
It's a lot of people. It's more than the average. Anyways, have you ever heard of a hangover? Have you ever had a hangover? Now, I really didn't get these things till I was about 40 years old. Then they came on real big. Yuck. It's just not worth drinking anymore. Or maybe drinking as much. Now, here's the thing with a hangover. How bad you feel the next day is directly proportional to how much you drank the night before. Couple glasses of wine? No problem. Couple bottles of wine? You better get out those electrolytes, Advil, and Alka-Seltzer. See? I know what I'm talking about. Anyways,
it's the same thing in the mortgage market with refinances. So we're learning. Refi booms, like the type we've never seen in the history of mortgages, are a lot of fun. Like a night of hard drinking. Problem is, the next day, last time we saw rates jump off the floor, we had this thing called margin compression. Remember that? I remember that, Brian.
Yep.
Well, that would be the hangover.
You see, margin compression is when input costs rise faster than the sales price of the product. As a result, margins decline over time. Margin compression commonly occurs in most industries. Now, in our case, the last hangover, margin compression occurred for 2 reasons. 1, the reduction in lending volume due to rising interest rates. And 2, the weakness in the relative pricing of agency mortgage-backed securities. But the easiest way for everybody to understand what's going on right now is explained by Bill Berliner, the Director of Analytics at MCT. Now, he says,
usually when consumers refinance, it's because they're refinancing to lower the rates. Then refinancing volumes are reduced significantly. This leaves mortgage lenders with mainly new purchases to look to for profits when the refinances are reduced. When loan volume is reduced in this way, lenders are forced to price more competitively, causing them to see a decline in profitability.
Is that ringing a bell for anybody right now? Because I'm seeing it this way. Ding, ding. We just learned from Loan Depot's 4th quarter earnings that their margins fell in the 4th quarter to 3.38% from 4.98% in the previous quarter. Now that's over 1.5 points, and that's what's happening right now. Now let's look at a graph from 2018 during the last round of margin compression. Note how in January rates were sitting in the high 3s. Then you can see the jump on the right hand side. In short order, rates jumped to the high 4s, about the same 1.5 points as we're seeing today. That caused margin compression. Both low rate environments, but a jump of about 1.5 points caused margins to slip significantly. You see, now lenders are coming off record margins with record volume, as are all mortgage companies. By the way, it's the record volume with the record profits per loan that I'm using against my drinking too much analogy. Today is the hangover. Lower volume means tighter rates and slimmer margins, hence the potential for the dreaded compression.
Okay, so all we've done is come off of a record year. It's not exactly the hangover right now. Record years, they're just not sustainable. Logic dictates that we must come off highs. So we're not exactly in a situation of margin compression right now, but could we be in the future? It's worth pointing out, we're going to stay in a low rate environment for the foreseeable future. Nobody's arguing that point. However, if rising rate, fallen refinances, with lenders lowering their spreads to be more competitive to try to offset their loss in refinance volume by pricing up the more labor-intensive purchases was the cause for the last round of margin compression, then one doesn't need to stare intently into the crystal ball to surmise that that scenario might just reboot itself for a second round of compression for mortgage lenders. Thing is, this time, our rates were lower, our volume was higher, the duration was longer than the 2018 first bout with margin compression. And like we said in the beginning, your hangover is directly proportional to how much you drank the night before. So let's hope we didn't drink too much or too long with this latest refi boom, because hangover / margin compression markets, they really suck.
Hey, listen guys, thanks for watching. But one last point. Remember the last go around with margin compression? Lenders were reporting how much they were losing on a per loan basis. Not making money, but losing money when they funded loans. That's a rough gig. Now, you can help your employer out by proactively going after the purchase market right now, even if properties are moving at a breakneck clip, because things are going to change. You need that realtor business, guys, and we can help you with Listing Booster. We can even set you up with agents. Imagine that. Get a Listing Booster account and get referral partners in the process. Trust us, those agents are going to come in handy as 2021 unfolds right before our eyes. Now listen, if you're catching us for the first time, subscribe, okay? It helps us out. Oh, and if you like what we're talking about and you want to share this with your sphere of influence, hit that share button or forward this to anybody that you know, because it helps us and it helps you, because we all have to be informed. We love what we're doing, but we need your help, guys. The best thing you can do is get our app if you want it. Apps are cool. In order to get our app, just do this.
Download the National Real Estate Post mobile app today. Available on Apple Store and Google Play. Just search National Real Estate Post.